Welcome back, house guests, to Backdoors and Blindsides. I'm your host, Matt, joined by my stunning co-host and wife, Meg.
Hello, hello.
And we've got plenty to talk about on today's episode. We're covering Big Brother 27, Week 2, episodes 5, 6, and 7.
We have got our second HOH of the season. Mystery powers that were won during that HOH competition. Mystery powers that were used later in the week. The BB Blockbuster competition. Our second eviction of the season. And then we're also introducing a new segment with one-liners of the week. We're reviewing some interesting one-on-one relationships that are starting to form in the house. As always, our deep analysis of Julie's outfit during our live eviction. And we're going to also touch on the Big Brother Unlocked episode that premieres every other Friday. And we will let you know if it's worth the watch.
The show that's ripping us off.
Yes,
because we started 2 weeks ago.
Right, we were here first.
We'll get into it, but they handled the debut of that show in such a bizarre fashion. But we should get into what kicked off the week, which is our HOH. So Vince said his goodbyes to the HOH room. We had a house-wide competition, and pretty cool because Vince was able to compete because there were power-ups involved in that comp. It wasn't just for HOH. There's a couple mystery powers that you could win as well.
Yeah, I honestly haven't seen anything like that before in Big Brother. It was pretty cool that Vince did get to compete because, yeah, you usually sit out. The former HOH usually sits out of the next competition. So it was interesting that he was able to still participate, to still be a part of that competition. Otherwise, he would have just been sitting out on the sidelines. And it would have been kind of a boring one for him to sit out on because they were basically in a contained, pitch black, dark room having to sift through goop and wetness and whatnot to find these tokens that would unlock the power-ups or winning HOH.
Yeah, that's a Big Brother classic, right? In the dark competition. Some people not so into it though. Right off the bat, Ava just decides to sit out. I think she said that in the DR, right? She said, I'm sitting this one out. And we watch her.
She's like, I'm afraid of the dark.
Pretty quickly, she just sits on a ledge until the comp is over. I can't remember how long they were in there for, but you got 16 people walking around in the dark, searching for 3 items. I have to imagine it was at least an hour. She was sitting very still in the dark for an hour.
It was probably a long time. I feel like that's kind of worse. Just sitting there and hearing people move about. I don't know.
Yeah. I like that Jimmy also sits for about half of the competition as well. So at one point, I think we get like a wide angle of just Jimmy and Ava sitting on either side of the room in pitch black darkness. Like it's something out of a horror movie.
Well, it makes sense that Jimmy was sitting because Jimmy won HOH.
Yes,
so.
Jimmy wins HOH, which is honestly, I think, the second most chaotic outcome, right behind maybe Rachel winning HOH.
Absolutely.
Because Jimmy is he a villain? Is he officially a villain in the house?
I think he's officially this season's villain.
Who are his allies at this point?
I really don't. I think he's kind of woven in. You know, he has... He's a part of Mickey and Morgan's Triple Threat Alliance.
Is he?
And I say Mickey and Morgan's alliance because those two are way tighter than they are with him.
Right.
And so he's kind of on the outs. I don't think he really knows that or clocks that quite yet. So, he's definitely in their alliance.
I think they just sprung that alliance on us. I don't remember seeing it formed on the show. And all of a sudden, we just get a title card that's the Triple Threat Alliance with the 3 of them. And we looked at each other like, huh?
Yeah.
Did we miss something? So Jimmy wins the competition. And then he decides to just sit on the bench because all 3 of the inputs for these tokens are next to each other.
Yep.
So he wants to know who else is winning.
He's trying to hear. He's trying to fish a little. Who's checking in?
That's game. I mean, that is a solid gameplay move. So Jimmy's HOH, we have 3 mystery powers left in this comp, in this maze of tunnels and human shit, or at least that's what we're supposed to believe. There's like some water obstacles and stuff like that. First being the mystery competitor power, which is won by Keanu, of all people. Someone who has not exemplified very good gameplay thus far. And so the first thing I thought when I saw him won the power-up is he going to know how to use it? Is he going to know when to use it? Spoiler, he did. But right off the bat, I just assumed that's one of the worst people to win this power-up because I could just see this being wasted right away, or just held on to and never used.
But he doesn't. He plays it correctly, and
He
we can
does.
get into that a little bit later.
He does. And then we have Kelly, who wins the mystery veto with the help of Jimmy. And so that's a great moment where Jimmy's strat of sitting on the bench waiting for someone to come over pays off because he recognizes it's Kelly. He says, Kelly, the input or whatever it is. I think it was like a dumbwaiter.
Yeah,
he said the dumbwaiter's right over here. He helps her put it in. He says, I'll give you help. And he's feeling around this target. He's fondling this giant foam power of veto. So he knows, all right, Kelly's got a veto in her back pocket. And then the third power is, I think, still a secret, or it's definitely a secret at this point in the game.
To a majority of the house.
To the majority of the house, HOH interrogation won by Mickey. And she's doing like a silent dance in the middle of the room because she knows no one needs to know that I got this. But she's playing it the smartest.
She does disclose later to Morgan that she won.
Right.
And she says, hey, we're going to keep this between you and I. Mm-hmm. We don't need to tell Jimmy. And that's why I say it's Morgan and Mickey's triple threat alliance with Jimmy that they can kind of use to shield them a little bit if they need to, or he can be their scapegoat if they need to.
Well, it's the first consequence that we of what we discussed on the last episode. Jimmy's big blow up for no reason in front of the entire house. One of his final three alliance sees that and goes, well, we don't want that guy in here. He's clearly a loose cannon. He clearly is not playing the game correctly, or at least not the way that we want to play it. So yeah, they immediately start icing him out in week 2. We called it.
Mickey's power is actually pretty cool. She can dethrone the HOH, but the HOH can interrogate her. And if they guess correctly who the mystery HOH is, then
they get to stay.
Right.
They get to stay. Their noms get to stay. If they do not guess correctly, she gets to announce herself as the new HOH and make her own nominations. Crazy power up.
Right.
She has up to jury to use it.
Yeah.
So they get back into the house, and Jimmy immediately starts sniffing out who these other folks
Do you have a power? Do you have a power? Do you have a power? It's like the opposite of Oprah's you have a car, you have a car, you get a car.
Right. And right away, we get another Jimmy-ism. He tells everyone he can, oh, I'm going to find out who's lying to me, because if you're lying to me, it's a one-way ticket to Block City. I think he thought that was going to be used once in the show, and they've caught on that he is trying to give out these one-liners on television. He's looking for his
he's looking for the
moments.
soundbite buzz. Yeah.
I love that the editing team has him say this same cornball-ass line like 4 times in a row. You go back and watch. I think that's episode 5. It was last Sunday's episode. Go back and watch. Count how many times Jimmy says one-way ticket to Block City verbatim. It's hack, dude.
Because he's trying to make sure it gets in the episode.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I mean, I am embarrassed watching him at this point because we all know what he's doing. We've been picking him apart. We have a good highlighted reel about that on our Instagram, Backdoors and Blindsides. So who does Jimmy nominate?
So Jimmy starts off his noms with Kelly, which a little confusing because he knows she has this veto power up. He helps her get it in the HOH comp. So he kind of is burning it maybe a little bit.
I guess you could argue that he's flushing out her power. He wants her to use it in week 2. He doesn't want her to take it any further. Also, I guess this early on, people are worried about getting blood on their hands, which I don't know who Jimmy thinks he is, telling the camera that he's worried about getting blood on his hands and like becoming an issue.
I'm like, dude, you are up to your elbows in blood right now.
You've had a shitty diaper in the house for the last 6 days. Everyone's against you. So at this point, get the blood on your hands. Get out your biggest target. Put fucking Rachel up.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you at that point?
But he doesn't. He puts up Kelly because Kelly says, put me on the block. I want to be your savior again. So she is buying equity with Jimmy. She bought equity with Vince last week by giving them an easy third nominee. Mm-hmm. And then Jimmy also puts up Keanu. Shocker. We hate Keanu. We don't like him. We don't get along with each other.
Right.
Easy for Jimmy. They had that blow up last week. So
he did tell him he wouldn't put him up though. I mean, I know that doesn't mean shit in the house, but it causes enough for Keanu to make a big stink about it. It gives Keanu like at least some grounds to fight him in front of other people.
Yeah.
Because I think that's all he had, really. He's not he's not really able to speak for his own game the way that a lot of other players are. But I appreciate that he's at least trying to go to war with people. I mean, he's trying to prove himself in the house, even if he's not maybe doing the best job of it.
I don't respect it. I can't. I can't agree with that take.
And then he puts up Adrian, who is just sort of to Jimmy. They're not really aligned. It's the least offensive nomination for him, I guess.
Well, it's important to understand too that Jimmy, there's an overarching reason why he's putting these 3 specific people up.
Right.
Which is you were against the Zay vote the prior week with Vince. Mm-hmm. So he uses that as just this blanket statement of, I don't really know where y'all's head's at. Kelly nominated herself. I don't really like Keanu. Everyone already knows that. And Adrian also voted against Amy. So
the house is still like, there are some lines, but it's still a little hazy. It's easy to kind of cherry pick some people. I wouldn't call Adrian a floater. It looks like he's playing. It looks like he's making connections, but we haven't seen them we haven't seen them cross paths like at all.
No, not really at all.
That's a pretty sensible nom. I mean, all of his noms make sense. He had like a pretty easy HOH, honestly. I was hoping that it would be a little more troublesome for him, honestly, at this point, because I think it's safe to say that we're out on Jimmy. Hard out on Jimmy.
Hard out on Jimmy. Sorry, little buddy.
If he wants to come on when he gets voted out of the house, if he wants to come on to our show, hopefully, he's...
I mean, we'll welcome him with open arms. He's a good guy. We're not saying he's a bad person.
We can get him in person.
He's just bad at Big Brother.
He'll stand up on our kitchen counter with his hands on his hips and start yelling at us for no reason.
Yeah, he might.
And then he'll go, hang on. I didn't get that line right. Let me start over. I want to make sure the cameras get me.
He just talks in sound bites. He doesn't actually give us any good information. He just talks in one-liners.
What is going on with Jimmy's outfit in this nomination ceremony?
He's in a black...
He's got the black HOH robe. Yeah.
He's got black, long, elbow-high gloves on.
Leather gloves.
He's
like casual Neo. Like he's like spa Neo. He's like it's a spa day in the Matrix. It's fucking unbelievable.
Does he have black? He has black glasses on too.
Yeah, he's wearing like black sunglasses at one point. It's fucking like I guess we're just bringing the Matrix to the Big Brother house.
I really don't know what he was going for. If that's what it was, then he got it in my book. But
I know this slop doesn't exist. I know the Matrix is telling me it's wet and full of protein. That'd be what Cypher's eating, right? I can't really think of any other Big Brother relevant food. So instead of that beautiful piece of steak, it's just have-not slop.
Or maybe it's the disgusting cinnamon rolls that were out on the counter during the first episode of the show. Yeah.
Keanu, what if I told you everything you know to be true, every alliance you know to be true, actually wants you the fuck out of the house?
I mean, that's also true. That's very true.
That's my I'm working on my Morpheus. I can do a much better Joey Pants than.
Let's keep working on that. We'll keep workshopping that in the background.
Actually, hang on. I got one more.
Okay, yeah. Ready? Give it to me.
You know when Neo's blind and he just keeps crying and calling out for Trinity's name in the third one. Right, so,
yeah.
Trinity, are you still in the shower? Trinity, I'm blind, but it sounds like the shower's been running for 3.5 hours. Trinity, I'd really like to brush my teeth. It's my first night as HO. Trinity! Trinity, did you bring your own soap or are you using mine in there?
Which, speaking of soap, something that I also noticed with my Hawkeye is, I think it was the first episode, going back a little bit here, but they just had this very non-important shot of the bathroom, and I looked down on the floor and it has I think it's Mane and Tail is the brand.
Yeah, that's like that's our dog shampoo.
It's our dog shampoo.
That's dog shampoo.
It's a liter of dog shampoo and conditioner next to each other, and I'm like, what is that? But apparently you can use it on humans and other animals.
So other people do use this as shampoo.
I guess, but it's sold in. I got it off Chewy. Like,
so is Big Brother, is CBS just leaving them dog shampoo? No, is that like some have-not shit?
No. They bring someone brought that in.
A house guest.
Yeah, a house guest brought that in.
I just assumed that like
It's expensive stuff.
We spent all this money on the silly contraptions and like the fake the secret doors in the Big Brother house. So instead of L'Oreal Kids, you guys are using dog shampoo. Sorry, everybody. Hope you understand.
No, someone definitely brought that in, but it was just funny spotting it because it's a very distinguished looking bottle and it's pretty big too. So hopefully it lasts them all season.
Mane and Tail, get at us for sponsorship.
Yeah, I guess
Backdoors
so.
and blindsides.
So we have Kelly, Keanu, Adrian up on the block. And during nominations, Jimmy delivers us a contender for one-liner of the week. And he says, Keanu, quote, your gameplay is so full of shit, the toilet is jealous.
Dude, again, I think Keanu called him out the last time. It's like, how long did that take you? How long did you work on that?
For a while, probably.
Is that like a shower thought? Do you think? I guess they don't get pen and paper, so we can't be writing ideas down. What do you think of that one? Where does that stack up against the only thing fake about me are these sunglasses and this snake has a bite? Better or worse?
We're just comparing Jimmy one-liners right now?
Yes. Out of like those are the big three, right?
I don't know.
Counting.
I think that one's the winner to me. You're so full of shit. Toilets are jealous of you. I think that one's kind of iconic. I could see it being used in my vernacular in an argument, maybe.
I mean, it is the most like I wrote this one-liner.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but I like dusting it up a little bit, kicking people around. He's not afraid to get a little vulgar with his insults. Like I think that's what he's going for. At that point, Keanu's just like putting on sunglasses. He's like pretending to snore. They're both children.
Totally.
They're both fucking sixth graders.
Yeah. Just
needling each other all day, every day. I think that's my favorite thing about this rivalry is that we're just watching them act like total fucking kids. It's awesome.
I did this because you lied. Well, I did that because I know you were lying and this was lying. And
like someone's going blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah,
pretty much.
Putting his hands over his ears, like oh god, it's so good.
And then we're gonna fast forward to the veto player selection ceremony, where typically it is the HOH, the noms, and this season, since there's 4 of them, 2 additional players.
Right.
But Keanu stands up and he says, "Not so fast. I have my mystery power."
Mystery competitor, I think was the
mystery
name of the
competitor.
power.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know who it is, but someone's coming in the house to play in addition to him playing. So he has 2 chances of getting veto. And it is supposed to be some Big Brother legend competitor.
A Big Brother alum.
Yes. So then Jimmy gets pissed.
Yeah. I love it because Jimmy now realizes that he knew Kelly was going to use hers, and he had Amy in mind, right? He had Amy in the chamber ready to go for when Kelly was going to pull herself off. He did not think that Keanu was also going to pull himself off. Also, just what a way for things to play out. I win HOH, and my biggest target wins veto, or has a better chance of winning veto. Now.
Right.
Really eating shit as HOH this week.
At that point, Keanu has a 1 in 3 chance of winning veto.
Yeah.
Whether he wins it or his mystery competitor, who's also playing in this challenge with him and for him, could win it as well.
This veto comp was agonizing to watch because I would be fucking terrible at it. The idea that you have to stand still, you have to be hanging onto a button, you can't release it until Mama Fee. We get 2 Big Brother alums in this comp. We get our mystery competitor and then Felicia, being I guess Felicia being the person they need to watch, the person they need to hear. What is it, creeper? I think she has to say the word creeper, and she's just going crazy frog.
Croissant.
Oh my god, I would go crazy playing this competition.
You'd go crazy.
Exactly.
But I don't want to get too far into the veto comp because what happens during the veto nominations is Keanu and Jimmy have another tiff again.
Another schoolyard argument.
Yeah, they have another little back and forth. Jimmy's calling him a liar. Keanu's saying, "I lied because I knew you were lying." And it's
because Jimmy grilled him about the comp.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very much like the Spider-Man meme where they're all kind of pointing at each other. It's like, who's lying? You're lying, but I'm lying. You know I'm lying. I know you're lying. So where's the lie end? Where's the truth begin? The truth is that they're at odds. They're against each other. They're always going to be. Yeah. There's not a chance in this world that they will ever work together. There's not even a conversation that can be had where they sit down like, oh, let's fool the whole house now. Let's actually align, because now they wouldn't trust each other.
Meanwhile, the entire rest of the house is just thinking to themselves, sweet, we've got the next 2 weeks cut out for us.
Not only sweet, but also Keanu just made himself a target for the entire house.
Right.
Because he goes around saying that he's going to pick each one of them off. And everyone's sitting there like, dude, what the fuck?
Again,
I didn't do anything. I didn't put you on the block.
He doesn't know how to play. So, yeah, He's just calling out people for no reason.
Like, yes, Keanu, in order to win, you do need to pick all of them off. You don't tell them that.
I'm going to explain everyone the rules of Big Brother in a really aggressive way that's going to make me look like a huge asshole who doesn't know how to play.
I've watched my one season. I know what I'm talking about.
Did we talk about that? We caught him on the live feed saying that he's only seen last season, season 26.
But don't forget, he did watch highlight reels. And
oh, man.
And this takes me into my third Keanu outbreak of the season. So Keanu just starts talking to Rachel. They're sitting outside, just milling about. You know, Rachel, I think, is maybe trying to get to know him. She's actually really good at that. She plays a great social game so far, except for her little outburst. But she does. I've seen her in live feeds so many times, time after time again. She will sit down with each person, is basically like, tell me your life story. Like, who are you as a person? Which is to her advantage because she's a target this big. So she's minimizing.
She's trying to figure out what angle to play with each of them. It's brilliant.
Right. It's fantastic. She's giving them pointers, whatever. But Keanu's sitting there and he's like, yeah, you know, I've only, you know, watched one season, but I've watched highlight reels. She's like, oh, really? Like, what did you see about me? And he goes, oh, and he goes on to list like all of her worst moments. Yeah,
it's just her getting dunked on.
Yeah. He's like, I'm saying it now. Rachel on her season got yelled at by one of the guys saying, something along the lines of, can you say a sentence without saying like?
Yeah.
And then he goes on to another insult that she had. And she's sitting there like, just say floaters grab a life vest. Say I won. Say I found my husband and we had a showman. So now we have kids together and that's amazing.
She literally won the season that she was on.
And he could focus on the negative.
And he couldn't even bring that up.
So what does Rachel Riley do? She doesn't blow up. She simply nods. Okay. Glad that's what you took away from it. She gets up, walks away, which I commend her for. She's biting her tongue. She is not wanting to make a scene. She's being an adult and getting up and walking away from the situation, removing herself.
How much do you think is an act, the whole ego trope with her?
Half of it.
So you think she is playing that? Like, do you think that she's really boiling as he's telling her that?
She's a professional. Sure. Don't forget. She has been on 10 different reality TV shows in the last decade or whatever. Probably more. I even saw recently she was on the most recent season of Worst Cooks in America.
What?
Yes.
Was she cooking?
Yes, she was cooking.
Oh, is she bad? What did she make? Do you know?
I can't remember. Oh, but I did see a segment of her trying some super spicy pepper, and she's like just running, trying to find milk. Her mouth's on fire.
Right. She's a career reality TV person.
Right. So she knows how to work it. But she slams the door. And at this point, I'm like, Keanu, you're so stupid. Why would you? Rachel loves her ego stroked. Stroke it.
Stroke it,
Keanu. How hard is that to understand?
Let's get t-shirts that say stroke it, Keanu.
Stroke it, Keanu. And so she goes inside to remove herself from the situation. She's hot about this. She's not a fan. So this moron rolls his eyes, gets up, follows her. I'm like, do not follow. Let her simmer down. Come back to her later and have a sit her down. Be like, Rachel, so sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Whatever. No, he runs in there right after her, gives her 0 time to process, 0 time to recover. Again, she's trying to be the bigger person to remove herself, getting up and walking away from the situation. Right. And he follows her in and she lets him have it.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Because
he deserves it.
You poked the bear and then you hung on to its tail as it ran away.
Right, exactly.
And I think this is such a great moment that shows no one in the house is behind Keanu, because literally no one comes to his aid. No one goes up to him and says, hey man, I wouldn't do that to Rachel. I wouldn't play the conversation the way that you played that. Right? No one is coming to his defense. No one's giving him advice. No one's telling him what he might have done wrong. Everyone's keeping their head down because they don't want to catch shrapnel by joining up with his team.
Did he learn anything from the Zay confrontation the week prior? She says, don't come at me unless I'm in a ball gown.
I think he thinks that
she was in athletic clothes. Come on, Keanu.
Right. I think he thinks that the game is all about blow-ups and confrontation.
Yeah.
Like, I think that he is really focused on the confrontation part of being in the Big Brother house, which is not everyone's game. You can get through a whole season without being part of a direct confrontation. It seems like that's the only thing he's interested in. Bad way to play.
Terrible. Not great. He's on the block right now. So yeah, let's jump into veto now. So we have Kaycee.
Yes.
Winner of Big Brother season 20.
I popped big for Kaycee. When
you
she came out.
You did, because I also love watching the challenge. She has been on there for many seasons.
And she's a beast.
Yeah, and I actually had a little poll going on Threads asking people, do they think of, when they think of Kaycee, do they think of her from Big Brother or from the challenge? And the challenge got a good reaction.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's been on it so many times, so many seasons. They really kind of recycle players over there at the challenge. So it was cool to see her back. She's a comp beast. She won for a reason. And she's dressed like a topiary.
Dude, I love these outfits. How do they get those on? Do you think production's helping them, or is like
no? Production's hands off the whole time.
Are the other house guests helping them? How did Kaycee get hers on? I guess maybe the production helped her.
Yeah, maybe production helped her.
So just like the rest of the house guests are just helping them put on these intricate fucking cactus outfits.
Yeah, I guess so. A topiary.
Topiary.
They had little flowers on them.
I'm sorry.
Don't insult the cactus community.
You're right. Yeah, agonizing comp to watch. However, some big moments here. Kelly is the first out immediately. Everyone else is.
It pained me to watch.
Everyone
her.
else is lunging forward, using
Jumping.
their body,
really
momentum, pumping their arms,
yes,
bending their
They're
legs,
like skiing almost.
And then on the very end, we see Kelly shuffling her little feet.
She goes.
She looks like I mean, she looked like a character out of like a Mario game, honestly.
They all push her button. They all push their buttons, and she's not even halfway there.
You know what it is? They're lunging. She's like scurrying.
Yeah.
In a straight line. Yeah,
not very sexy.
Yeah.
Not sexy at all.
Not sexy at all. And then I think Ava drops next. It's either Ava or Keanu. Keanu just making an ass of himself. He doesn't even lose the race. He just lets go of the button.
And so did Jimmy.
And he's eliminated. Yeah, and Jimmy goes out the same way. Again, so great. Both of them making the same mistake. It's like, you know
so
what?
Poetic.
At that point, it's like when both of you get in trouble and you're sent to the principal's office, and both of you are sitting on the bench outside the principal's office with your arms folded. That's what they looked like on the sideline while watching Adrian and Kaycee.
No, it really did. And it would have been fine if, maybe they thought they said, Mama Fee said crepe, and right. They're like, no.
Yeah.
You literally just bloop, messed up. And I do love that both of them did it the same exact way, because if another one failed in a different way, the other one would be in the DR saying, "Oh, I can't believe Jimmy let go of his buttons. How stupid." So they weren't even to criticize each other.
I do want to call out Kaycee in this comp, because she has a line that they have to leave it in. We talk about one-liners. Kaycee's line, she's standing there directly next to Adrian. They've got their hands on the buttons.
They're locked in.
They are
freshly
both
watered.
They are both winning this comp. They're both thinking, I'm winning this, whatever this next one is.
Sun beating down on them.
And she looks over at Adrian. She goes, "Don't let go of the button. Give me a race." Dude, that's like Bruce Willis could have said that. I mean, that's a fucking line right there. And that proves, right? Like she's a shit talker, but that's got clout, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that asserts dominance right there.
She wants to win fair and square.
She
wants a competition. She's coming in. She's not on this season. She has, she still wants to keep
Right.
her status up, which I definitely commend, and I applaud her for going just as hard for Keanu as she would herself, because the worst thing she could have done was get in there and lose that comp. And she won a veto that she wasn't even on a season for. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
And I would like to think too that during the entire time from when Keanu wins this power up in the HOH comp to when Kaycee comes out and surprises the house guests, I'd like to think that production has kept her in a back room.
Just the entire time.
The entire time. Like Kaycee, like
for like a full day.
Yeah, for a full days maybe. I don't know. Like, listen, Kaycee, you're allowed to come on and compete, but you're gonna have to stay in this closet until it could be this week, could be last week until jury.
It's like the movie Inside Man, where Clive Owen builds a cement wall in front of himself in the prison, and then he just waits there for like a week and then walks out. That's what Kaycee did. She just built herself a little tomb inside of the Big Brother house. And
this is just a classic Megan Matt-ism, where Matt gives me some obscure movie reference.
That's not obscure.
I've never heard of this movie.
Well, people listening like Inside Man. I can guarantee you.
I believe you. We have this conversation all the time. I say, know your audience. I'm like, I'm not going to respond to you talking about some movie I don't know. But great. I'm sure that was a great analogy. I'm sure it was really on the money there.
So Keanu wins the power of veto.
Kaycee wins it for him.
Well, okay. Yeah, we should make that clear.
That Kaycee wins power of veto, gives to Keanu.
Yes. She basically just, it's like a hand-me-down to Keanu. And it's like, I got a new iPhone, and my new iPhone is I'm leaving the house and I'm going back on the challenge.
Yeah.
Here's this power of veto. And so, of course, he takes himself right off the block. And first replacement nominee is Amy. And I think that's what he had and what Jimmy had in his back pocket the entire time, anticipating Kelly using her power. So at this point, he's just like, for some reason, assuming that maybe she won't use it that time. Maybe he can convince her that she is a pawn and that she's not going to get voted out. Definitely not the case. Of course, Kelly announces to the house that she has the mystery veto power.
Yeah, she goes, wait. Veto ceremony is not over. I get to go play in a solo comp to win my safety.
How do you feel about solo comps?
I think they're fun. I think there's a lot of pressure. She even asked right before that comp, she was like, are you guys going to be able to like watch on the TV? And that in and of itself would like make me kind of clam up, right? Because when you're all competing together, it's like, okay, everyone's doing their thing, even though they might be sitting out or whatever. But to know that you are being watched by 15 other people in a different room, obviously America's watching too, but knowing that you will have immediate feedback on your performance.
I think the worst part of it is no one's there to cheer you on. Like,
I don't want that.
You're just by yourself.
No.
But then you'd think people are watching you. What are they saying? Are they talking shit? Are they complimenting me? Are they cheering for me? Are they all planning on how they're going to vote me out? That's the nerve-wracking part. That's what you have to completely wipe from your mind before you jump in there to finish the comp. And it's a timed puzzle,
right? Which
is normally, I feel like
2 minutes or so
common for the solo competitions.
Yeah. So they give her a comp where she basically just has to assemble a puzzle. And everyone in the Big Brother Instagram comments were like, it's too easy. It was rigged. Like, why? Like, it's about it. And people are like, is she supposed to get a calculus test? Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, how much can be done in 2 minutes?
It needs to be fast because we're on TV, right? So, and it's a solo comp, so we don't want to sit there and watch Kelly for 2 hours doing something.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No. So people were freaking out. And let us remind you, we talked about BB20, season 20, where Kaycee was the winner. Caitlyn was also on that season.
Oh my God.
And the whole time I'm watching this, I'm thinking of Caitlyn's battle back performance in Big Brother 20. Very, very similar comp in the same room. Basically, she has to assemble a puzzle of herself on a podium.
Right.
And she's on the floor. She's assembling this on the floor, and she thinks she can just pick it up and put it on the podium. It's falling. It's supposed to be a shoe-in competition. They want you to use the power. They want you to win. Production wants you to win.
It's better for the show if you win the battle back, because then there's more drama surrounding the rest of your gameplay.
Right. She fails in the last second.
Talk about agonizing.
It was just an inch off from where it needed to be. She pushes it over when she's done. She was having mini meltdowns and panic attacks while she was doing the puzzle. And you're like, dude, tough. Just focus, just do complete it. So I will give Kelly the applause that she was cool, calm, and collected, and even had her some little quips in there.
Yeah. She's really talking to herself. Yeah. Oh my God. She dropped a jinkies in the fucking in on camera, knowing that she's by herself. Yeah. I mean, I guess we can't give her as much shit as Jimmy, because I honestly think that that's just her. I don't think that she's doing that quirky for the camera. I think that that's just how she's talking to herself, not thinking about anything else.
I guess
it's a big part of her quirk, right? And that's what she said. She said, "I'm bringing the quirk to the Big Brother house."
How many times can we say quirk?
But yeah, shout out Kelly. So 2 weeks in a row, she takes herself off with a comp win, which is cool.
Not only does she take herself off with a comp win, but she asked to be on the block. She told them to put me on the block. Yeah. And so honestly, I'm like, as much as she kind of gets on my nerves a little bit with her antics and her paranoia, you kind of got to give it to her. Yeah. She's kind of got a big swinging dick in the house right now.
Yeah, she is a player, at least a competitive player, like a comp player, and that is enough to get you pretty far if you align with some decent people. Yeah. That's what she's got to work on. She's got to find some solid alliances. She's got to find someone besides Vince to take care of her.
Yeah. Yeah. And to some level, people do have to fear her, right? She does have wins under her belt. So if you're going up against someone who has wins under their belt, not great. Could also be a target in the future too because of that.
Well, knowing once, like Mackenzie last season, once she started winning comps, she knew that she was going to be a target. So she started playing differently. Once you start winning comps and people see that you're a winner, don't volunteer to go up no matter what. Definitely stop volunteering after you have asserted yourself as an actual player in the house.
Yeah, and I mean, Mackenzie was able to figure out her game halfway through after all of that, but she did just give away the entire winnings.
Yeah, she just decided to lose.
Yeah, she said, I will not take Cam. I will take Chelsea, who has been running this house the entire time, and I will lose and take my $50K home.
I'm a woman of my word, and my word was I want to lose.
Yep, so she wins her comp. Kelly wins her comp, and another veto ceremony has to take place right then and there, and Jimmy is left with another person to put on the block.
And he really was stressing about this because he knew Kelly had the power up, so he just assumed, you're right, that was part of his original plan, was Kelly was going to take herself off, he would put in Amy. He already had to put in Amy, so then he's stressing about who he wants out. And that's when we see a lot of these smaller alliances separate from Jimmy talking about who they want
factions,
to move for.
I would call them. I feel like they're not quite alliances yet, but I would say factions or voting blocks.
Yeah, exactly. And Will is the person that he ultimately ends up going with which pisses off a lot of people.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that Will was so tight with a lot of people.
Love Will. And we finally got a little more of him in the house. He's talking about being an Army vet, opening up to house guests, making some real connections, talking about his kids. There was a moment on the live feeds, it was probably about a week ago, maybe longer at this point. It was Catherine and Lauren and one other person, it might have been Riley. They were just casually were saying, well, everyone trusts Will. How could you not trust Will? That early into the game, they're just casually throwing that out. They're not even talking about gameplay, really. They're just saying, how could you not trust Will? I think Will holds a lot of power in the house right now just through, the social game.
Oh, and absolutely.
Jimmy immediately ruffles feathers by putting him on the block. No one wants to see Will go home.
So we have Will, Adrian, Amy, all sitting ducks on the block. One of them will be going home this week, no matter what.
So...
And I do think, as much as we don't like Jimmy, I do sympathize with him for a little bit. Right. He had to put up a third of the house, basically. Yeah. He had to piss off 5 different people. Yeah. 5 of them. That's insane. I mean, on a good season, on a good day for an HOH, you only have to put up 2 people.
Yeah. That's what everyone wants.
Right. And if you win or someone else wins veto, then... keep nominations the same, and you only have those 2 people on the block. He put up 5 people in a week. So talk about not wanting to get blood on your hands. You already are.
Yeah, and he had, a very easy nomination ceremony to start, right? A target, a sort of target, a nothing person as far as his alliance go. And now we're pulling people from other alliances. And important to point out the older house guests, right?
Yeah,
Amy
that's
and
true.
Will are two of the older house guests, and they call him out, which I think is sick. Will says bitch ass move. He says Jimmy pulled a bitch ass move, and I'm like, hell yeah, Will.
Which is hilarious because 24 hours prior on Threads, go check the receipts
at Backdoors and Blindsides.
at Backdoors and Blindsides. I called Jimmy's move a bitch ass move.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching that episode and Will says that's a bitch ass. I had to go back and rewind it. I was like, he did not just say that, because that is the exact phrase that I used. So I was just mind blown. So yeah, I used the same phrase that Will used. Julie said our Backdoors and Blindsides
Yes.
on air.
Yeah, shout out Julie Chen Moonves for giving us props right leading into the broadcast Thursday night before live eviction.
Absolutely. She name dropped
Go back,
us.
check the tape.
Yeah. And I also, even though I was 1 week off, I'm jumping a little ahead, I said that I clocked Amy as being the first one out.
Yeah.
And I will take it as a win for my personal ego that she was second out.
Yeah.
I knew she was going to be an
called
early out. I called it. If you want to have my predictions, they're usually right, down to the stupid things people say, like bitch ass move. Shout out Will.
If you're betting on Big Brother, if you're a crazy person betting on Big Brother, which I think people do, I know people do brackets and stuff, get at us. Message us at Backdoors and Blindsides for Meg's insider knowledge, her predictions.
I got you. But yeah, I mean, it was a bitch ass move. And it was a whole lot of talk from Jimmy throughout the week. I'm puffing up my feathers, puffing up my chest. I'm here to play, but also I don't want blood on my hands.
Then play, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, then play. Give me a Rachel.
Yes, that's what he should have
Give
done.
me a Rachel.
He keeps telling us.
Give me a Riley. Give me a Catherine. Hell, I will even take an Ashley, because if the whole goal truly is to weaken Rachel, to kind of upend her, to destabilize her game, put her two closest allies on the block with her.
Right.
Put up Rachel, put up Amy, put up Ashley, done deal. One of them, hopefully, will be going in the week.
Yeah. It's a crazy move to not try and get Rachel out this early. The two of them have already butted heads to some degree. And Jimmy's telling us, he's telling the viewers that it's not good for Rachel to be in the house. He never liked her being in the house. He's still sucking up to her, which is kind of annoying.
But they have a very interesting relationship, actually. So there was a scene where Rachel's holding up all of her wacky outfits. If you haven't caught on now, she is... I'm not going to say the word fashionista.
I was going to say fashionista, actually. No, that's where we differ.
It's a very unique and peculiar wardrobe. Quirky, even, I would call it. Careful there. So she's holding up all these different outfits that she has, and Jimmy is just laying into her. He's saying that it looks like you found it in your grandma's closet or at a discount bin in a thrift store. He is throwing all these insults her way, and she's just kind of going back and forth. They have this really good banter, and truly, I think every queen needs her jester.
You think Jimmy is Rachel's jester?
Yes, absolutely.
That's so
absolutely.
Awesome.
He kind of pokes her around. She kind of gives it back to him, because we see it not work with Zay.
Sure.
We see it not work with Keanu. Why does Jimmy get to do it? He's her little jester.
He kind of dresses like a jester too. When you think about the Matrix outfit or whatever else he's
wearing. He wears straight up costumes every day, I swear. And so I think it's a little funny that he likes to poke fun at her, and she allows it. That's the only reason he keeps doing it, is because she allows it. That's why I call him her little jester.
I mean, if
she's the Big Brother queen.
If she's letting you do this, why wouldn't you, right? First of all, it's like guaranteed airtime, right?
Oh, yeah.
Anything with Rachel is gonna
Which we know Jimmy loves his airtime.
Yes. Maybe, I mean, honestly, that's what he's going for.
Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
He's following around the most TV friendly people in the house.
But he's got to be careful, because in medieval times, the king and queens do kill their jesters when they poke a little too far. So he's got to be careful, I think.
Oh, man. That's, I think, a certainty. I think that Rachel's biggest target is Jimmy right now. It's Jimmy, or maybe someone like Zach, like a true like physical threat. So I don't think Jimmy's long for this game.
I think Keanu.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, here's something that we could see because, and again, this is Jimmy's big mistake. Instead of putting Rachel up, he puts up her biggest ally. He gets her out. Who does Rachel have now? Maybe Will, because they were kind of commiserating over Jimmy putting up some of the older house guests.
She clearly likes the mom squad.
She goes to Jimmy's other biggest enemy in the house, and they form an alliance. Now you have physical competition with Keanu, and you've got Rachel fucking Riley playing her entire social game across the house. That could be a killer alliance that comes from Jimmy's messy ass HOH.
Damn, I didn't even think of that. Look at you go.
I am a genius.
Great.
I've seen every episode of Big Brother. I've been to the studio for the live tapings. I've met Julie.
You delivered pizza.
Yeah.
There, like Vince did.
Yeah. I think that is, if they can both get over their bullshit.
It won't. It won't.
That's
happen.
the problem. Is Keanu's too. He's too dumb, right?
Yeah.
I keep thinking, I keep picturing the other players where, they don't want to say anything bad about someone as a person, just their gameplay. So they're always looking into the camera. Sorry, he's a good guy, Keanu's parents or whatever. But you're right. He's too stupid to capitalize on an opportunity like that.
No, I don't think it's a Keanu problem. I think it's a Rachel problem.
You think Rachel's not going to go?
No, you cross Rachel Riley. She doesn't want anything to do with you.
Man, I think that's a shame. I think that's a shame because I honestly don't think she has a lot of options right now. I think a lot of people are afraid of her, don't trust her. Where else is she going to go? Kelly?
No, she'll go Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah, her and Ashley are kind of locked
That's right,
in.
because she was very defensive over Showergate, right? She was trying to tell people that I remember maybe in her DR, she was just kind of rolling her eyes about Showergate. Maybe not like, she's not, jumping on a grenade for Ashley, but she seemed to think it was kind of silly. So
well, now she might.
See, I think
if that's her only ally.
But that's a mistake. I think Keanu is a better ally in that sense because of what he could do in physical comps. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what week 3 brings.
But we digress because we still have to get to the blockbuster,
right?
BB blockbuster.
BB blockbuster.
So they have to assemble a puzzle challenge. Again, just another quick one that they can do. It's live
on TV.
People. Yep. So Adrian wins.
Yeah. Big shout to Adrian, right? We
Absolutely.
talked about him and when we met the house guests. We talked about how he trains for comps in his backyard. This wasn't exactly hanging on a wall while your buddy hits you with a pressure washer. It's puzzle. But I love that, right? He put his money where his mouth is. He proved that he is a comp guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was going toe-to-toe with Kaycee, too. And, he didn't train to be a topiary. He even says that in the episode. Silly Adrian. He didn't train to be a plant.
Good for him, like a well-earned out, and he was on the block for a bullshit reason to begin with. It was just because Jimmy had no one else to put up there, not a reason to deserve to go home.
In quotes,
yeah.
And he got a huge pop when he walked back into the house.
I think people really like him.
Yeah, when Julie announced 2-1, which by the way, I did want to ask you. What's your thought on the house guests watching the comp versus not watching the comp? Because house guests got to see Kelly do her solo comp, but they did not see the BB blockbuster. What's the reasoning for that? Why?
I think it's so that people don't, because it's right before the votes to evict. It's so that people can't start conspiring. If you see, okay,
bitches
Vince
conspiring against me. Shout out Kat Dunn.
Exactly. If you see, if the bitches are seeing Vince, or not Vince, but Adrian about to win, then the bitches be conspiring. Right. So I think that's exactly why they can't know. It's as soon as Julie announces it, if you're smart, you start grabbing people's shirts, grabbing their shoulders, whisking them into other rooms.
We're not smart.
Yeah, I know. No one's done that yet this season. Even Rachel isn't. She's kind of sitting and watching people, which is smart. I guess we haven't gotten there yet where we need to start having conversations because I guess no one wants to show their smaller alliances at this point. But yeah, Adrian wins. He's off the block. The vote is between Amy and Will. And it's a unanimous decision to vote out Amy. Even her biggest ally in the house, Rachel, votes Amy.
I thought it was so savage that production made Rachel go first.
Brutal. Fucking brutal.
And she votes to evict her best friend. And a lot of people online were upset. They were like, Rachel's a snake. Like, oh, Rachel voted out her number one ally. No, Rachel is smart. Mm-hmm. Why would she put her neck out for Amy any further when she was going for bat when she
Right.
was going to bat for her all week, trying to get her to stay. She knew she couldn't do anything else. So she still wants to vote with the House.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, she's a game player. She's not going to throw a sympathy vote out to Amy because Amy's her best friend. So
Is she? I don't know if Amy feels that way anymore.
yeah, so Amy gets voted out. Landslide vote out. And Amy is going on a Rachel tear in all of her post-game interviews.
One of the first things she says to Julie is Rachel was bad for my game.
Yeah.
I made a mistake by aligning with her. And that's kind of crazy because, you know, she was trying to play house mom. And I don't know why she didn't forge deeper relationships with some of the younger house guests. If that seemed to be something that she was really passionate about. Do you think that maybe Rachel attached to her and she didn't know how to get out of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Man.
And she even said in one of the interviews I saw that Rachel was a curse to her game.
Did she say that?
She
She
said
used the word curse?
Curse was the
Holy
word.
shit.
Yep. And
Oh,
she
man.
she said she wished Rachel would have come in as, you know, host of a competition or something like that. She still wanted to meet her. She loves her as a person, but she basically chalks up her game loss to Rachel's attachment, which I don't think is true because before I even knew that they would be working together, I was
Right.
like, girl, you are out of this house. You're not long for this game.
You literally heard it here first on
You
Backdoors
did.
and Blind
You sure did.
So goodbye, Amy.
Goodbye, Amy. But when they're standing up giving their eviction speeches, Will talks about, he calls his wife his chocolate drop.
Yeah, he said that a couple of times.
Which
It's
I
like
love.
a pet name.
A pet name, yeah. So what am I? What do I what's little mayonnaise drop?
Oh God, that's fucking
Your little drop
ew.
of mayonnaise.
Stop. People are gonna turn this off. Fuck.
What about like aioli? Is aioli better?
No, that's worse. Oh my God, I don't. Does it have to be a liquid?
I guess not.
Can't you just be my wife, honey,
No.
sweetheart? Gee, honey, how about that? That's that.
Your little honey drop. Little honey drop.
That sucks.
So he gives this line about his wife being his little chocolate drop.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
It's very sweet. It's very cute and endearing. And he's used it before. And Julie quips back. Julie rarely quips back. She goes, so does that make me your lemon drop?
Oh my God, I fell over on the
My
couch.
mouth was on the floor. I rewound it and watched it at least 5 times. It was the best line. Give her an Emmy because that was
Incredible.
amazing.
That was incredible. I love watching her, or I guess in this case, hearing her be so quick on her feet because a lot of what she says is very measured.
Yes.
Right? Because it's live, she needs to be measured. She needs to
Reading
be
from a
poised.
teleprompter,
that's the
reading
thing.
from her
Julie
note
is very
cards.
poised
Yes.
at all times, right? Like someone like Jeff Probst is kind of loosey goosey. He's
made
a
a
little
dick
more
joke last
animated,
season.
right? And Julie, she's very elegant. She's beautiful. She's in these wonderful dresses, and yeah, she just drops one on all of them, and it's awesome.
They all freak out. The audience freaks out.
More of that, please.
And yes, more Julie quips.
Do you
I will
think-
be referring to her as Miss Lemon Drop.
Yeah.
for
God.
the rest of the season.
Give me Will casting his vote and saying, "How's my little lemon drop?" Right? Oh, please.
I would eat it up. Okay, that could be though. Our shout out all these dogs at the
Yes,
crib.
that could be Dogs in the Crib. Lemon drop is the new Dogs in the Crib. Make
Right.
it happen, Will.
Yeah.
Let's.
Last season we had Cam. Every time he voted. You get normally you get people being mom, dad, brother, love you, blah, blah, happy birthday. Not Cam from last season. Cam would say, "I vote to evict Matt. Shout out all my dogs at the crib," and then he would leave.
It's so awesome.
Every week, I'm so glad he made it to final 3 because I would look forward to that every week. So if Will can start saying, "How's my little lemon drop?" every time he votes, I will be so happy. I would
Incredible.
love that. And speaking of people saying stuff funny in the DR for voting, Julie, when Vince goes up, Julie goes, "Hi, Vince," and Vince goes, "Hi, Vince."
I love that moment. He's clearly it's his first vote, right? Because he was
did-
HOH last
Right,
week.
he didn't get to vote last week.
He's so
First time in
nervous.
HOH or in the DR, and she kind of makes fun of him for it. And he was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I just flubbed in front of Julie." Very, very sweet.
Very human moment.
Very, very human for sure.
and that's kind of been Vince's
Don't forget,
bit.
Vince is doing his best.
Yeah, he's doing his best. I mean, he does seem the most like he's very likable and everyone seems to like him. He's just like a very down to earth dude. And so
He's got his fingers in a lot of holes.
But we saw that that's also genuine because he's not performing for. He's got his fingers in a lot of what?
I said holes.
Oh my god,
that's not the phrase.
I hope not.
In a lot of pots, fingers in a hand in a lot of cookie jars. What's the saying?
Cookie jars is better than holes.
Yeah, no, not holes.
Keep your fingers out of holes.
Yeah, no holes in fingers.
And gentlemen.
No
and
fingers
all y'all listening at home. It's an anti-hole podcast. Are your parents listening to this? Are they listening to this?
They might be. My mom's a Big Brother fan. Shout out, mom. Yeah. Sorry for all the cussing.
Sorry for all the holes.
So don't apologize to my mother about all the holes.
So what's next?
Amy's out. She's tearing down Rachel as she goes. But I will say, so I did a little deep dive in Rachel Riley's Instagram. And fun fact, she is a casting director. Did you know this?
No.
Not only is she on all of these shows, she's on the casting team for them. She had promos on her own social accounts saying that she was helping cast for Golden Bachelor.
Oh, competing brand. That's ABC.
Yep. And The Floor, which is a game show. It's probably one of those.
That's GSN, right?
It might be. It might be Fox. It might be prime time.
That's on prime time.
Yeah,
TV?
it's one of those. One of those guys hosts it.
Oh my god!
One of those famous guys hosts it. I can't.
Is that Joel McHale?
No.
Okay.
No. I would recognize his name. I don't do celebrity names. Terrible at it.
So she casts for other reality shows.
Right. So my point of bringing that up is Amy may have lost out on going home second in the show. But if she's like this with Rachel, people cast their friends.
I don't think she knew that before all the interviews that she's done in the last week calling her a curse.
Yeah,
I think she blew it.
I think she may have blew it. But maybe Rachel will respect it. Maybe Rachel will also cop to the fact that she did sabotage unintentionally her game. But Amy could be playing the long game with Rachel for future appearances. You saw on Survivor, who's the guy who did White Lotus?
Which one?
The writer.
Imperial.
David?
Oh, yeah. The guy, he's in School of Rock.
Yeah, I'm totally blanking on his name. Oh my god.
He was on Survivor, right.
He was on Survivor. I need his name.
You need me to pull it up now?
Yeah, I need.
All right, here. I'll vamp while you do that. We have full episodes on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube at Backdoors and Blindsides, at Backdoors and Blindsides on Instagram. And yeah, as Meg mentioned, we are live posting on Threads and X at Backdoors and Blindsides during Big Brother as it airs every night. So that's the Sunday show, the Wednesday show, and the live eviction show. Did you find it?
Yes.
Who we got?
So his name is Mike White.
Mike
White. Can't believe I forgot that. Boo. Sure.
That's all right. You're too busy predicting the outcome of the entire show.
Exactly. I'm looking at the future. It's hard to look back at the past. My crystal ball can only retain so much information. Right. I'm the first to tell you that I have the memory of a goldfish. And I always joke that my internal memory is saved on Matt's external hard drive. That's right. He keeps me in check, and he reminds me of things that happen in my life.
Just whatever you do, don't unplug my external hard drive.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, no. I got to keep you plugged in there. Anyways, so Mike White on Survivor, he was a writer. Everyone knew he was a script writer. He goes on to write White Lotus. Very popular show. Mm-hmm. Guess what? He casts other people from his seasons.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah. So, these before nobodies are now on Survivor. So they're Survivor famous, but now he brings them in, his kind of favorite people.
That's cool.
Brings them in onto White Lotus. Yeah. So it's cool. They had little cameos, and, I could see something like that definitely happening with Rachel and Amy if, Amy stops slurring Rachel on all of her podcast interviews.
I mean, I think, also Rachel, literally, it's her job to cast. So I don't know why she would avoid doing her job if it's good to cast Amy in another show. What show do you think Amy would be good on? Like a cooking show, a game show? She's very loud. She's very friendly. Dating show? I don't know if she said she's not married, right? So
no,
maybe...
she's too old to be on The Bachelor. She's too young to be on the Golden Bachelor. It's kind of the pocket that Bachelor doesn't really touch all that much. Unfortunately, there needs to be better representation, I think, for that specific generation. No, give me one of those like stupid GSN shows, like the People Puzzler.
Oh, the People Puzzler. Oh my God. That is sometimes the last thing we watch before going to bed at 2 a.m. And
it doesn't get watched. It comes on and we.
Well, right. I mean, we see the intro and then we try to get out of there. I hate the way that they run that show, but that's for another
so
podcast.
my guess would be Amy would be on the People Puzzler. Amy's evicted. She's sitting outside of the house with Julie, and Julie says, "Let's listen and watch your eviction speeches."
Right.
And we get a mean girl eviction message from Kat. You clocked her.
I clocked her. Wait, I'm psychic too. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Matt clocked her. He goes, I don't vibe with Kat. I think she's mean. I don't think she's very likable. And I'm like, really? She kind of seems, no, she's kind of slowly working her way into a villain role, I think, too. So let's give the quote, and then I'm going to tell you why it's so fucked up. So she's talking to Amy in her message, hypothetical message if Amy's out, right? It's all pre-taped. And she goes, and I quote, "You cannot prioritize 9 women at one time in this house, and I know that I'm on the bottom of that totem pole, so I'm happy to break up what I think is a group without me." Dude. Savage. Kick her while you're down, why don't you? And
no beef inside the house as far as we could tell, right?
No, not really.
No bad moments.
I didn't see anything. I watched a decent amount of live feeds. I didn't see them ever tiffing. But this is very important to think about when you hear Kat say that. In her intro package on the premiere episode, she immediately says, "Hi, I'm Kat. I like to categorize myself as a raging feminist."
Sure. That upset a lot of men online.
Right. Now, do I think being a girl's girl is feminism? Or a bigger ideological thing to debate there. Not going to get into that.
Yeah.
But you can't call yourself a raging feminist and be like, I'm at the bottom of this women's group, so like I'm going to tear it down.
Yeah, that's very like main character syndrome. I don't know, narcissism, just like really coming at someone for no reason when it's an alliance that you got just like welcomed into, basically. It's an easy fallback.
Also, you think Amy's the ringleader of this girls' alliance?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Clearly not.
Rachel isn't either. They might have Mom Squad padded in. It's not either of them.
Maybe like Morgan?
I'm thinking it's Morgan and Mickey.
Yeah.
Because they have that triple threat alliance with Jimmy. They kind of are strategizing together. So I would put them as you know, a top if that benefits their game to continue rolling with the girls. But I thought that was kind of out of pocket for her to say, especially when she classifies herself as a raging feminist.
I don't think we saw Amy have a negative interaction with a single person in the house.
No, and people
they really and you know, there's editing and stuff, but they really built her to be just very friendly and warm. I think warm is a good word here.
Yeah, well, even it doesn't matter how they edit it. I saw the live feeds the week prior when she was on the block, and everyone was feeling bad about having to vote out Amy.
Yeah, everyone was like that was part of the broadcast too. Everyone's saying we can't vote out Amy. I feel too bad. She's too nice.
Yeah,
you know, she's too sweet. She's too kind to everyone else in the house. Yeah, what is going on with Catherine?
Yeah, that didn't need to be said. And also, Catherine, you're wrong.
Yeah,
Kelly's at the bottom.
Wrong. It's so
Kelly
true.
was the only girl that voted against Amy the prior week. So Kelly's obviously on the bottom of a girls alliance.
So she's
just being mean to be mean.
Yeah, like that is just being mean to be mean. You're right, because she's not only saying that she's at the bottom of this, you know, so-called alliance at the same time while like spouting her, you know, feminism identity or whatever, but she's basically like othering Kelly, right? Like and we've seen them do that already, that like, oh, Kelly's not one of us. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of shitty behavior all around.
It just didn't need to be said. And you can even see Amy in the little box overlaid on top of Kat's message. She's sitting there like, no, you weren't. Like, where are you getting that from? Because if you want to look at duos, you can have Amy and Rachel.
Yeah.
Mickey and Morgan, and Kat and Lauren. So if you really want to break it down, there's these duos forming within the girls alliance, quote unquote alliance. So no, Kat, you're not on the bottom, especially with when you're pairing yourself with Lauren, and there's these other pairs that you can then no, it was out of pocket.
It's
Didn't
just
like
like she's trying to find a reason to justify why she's being mean. She know that, and that shows that she knows that she's being mean.
Yes.
Right? Because she's coming up with a bullshit reason that she knows isn't true.
Yeah.
Or she's crazy and paranoid, but I don't think that's the case. She appears to be playing, but just playing a very like hidden game right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's got that one-on-one with Lauren, right? Are they officially a final two?
I don't know if they're officially a final two. I don't know if they've used the words final two.
They're always together.
And I want to use this as our segue to talk about one-on-one relationships. So I think
ours is pretty good. Do you not?
I don't, this isn't couples counseling.
Oh, you're
so
talking about Big Brother. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So one-on-one relationships, I think, are kind of an interesting thing to look at, right? Because you can have these big alliances, and right now we're seeing some come up, but then we're not really sticking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they all just seem like ruses in the house.
Yeah.
None of these alliances really seem, even the triple threat.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually Mickey and Morgan.
It could just be who you're feeling for the day too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think Kat and Lauren, they're kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the first ones to get together to say, we're getting Amy out this week, even before the renoms. So, we've heard of a showmance. We've heard of a bromance. They're our first womance of the season. Womance.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Any other notable womances?
Mom Squad, but that's
True.
That's no more. So no more womances. I don't think all that much. Yeah. So the only other womance I really see happening right now is between Mickey and Morgan, part of that triple threat alliance, but they have kind of duoed off from that
Faction, technically, maybe
a little faction action.
Although I see them as a final two.
I could see it,
Yeah.
but Morgan's kind of rubbing some people the wrong way.
She is?
A little bit, yeah. So people are really annoyed with her clinginess to Zach. So she has a little bit of the hots for Zach.
Morgan and Zach, huh?
Yeah. So, she's trying to mark her territory. She's rolling her eyes or looking very visibly uncomfortable when Zach's in the middle of something that she doesn't really like, whether it be a comment or a situation or someone's giving him a little too much attention. She is not about it. She is into Zach. Zach does not reciprocate.
Right. Well, it seems just on the live feeds. And he said, I think even on camera, that he's kind of into Lauren, right?
Yeah. Him and Lauren kind of, I think, have the hots for each other. So
from day one, right? He wanted to bring Lauren. He wanted to choose Lauren as a have-not.
That's right.
And he chose Ava instead, which I think great move.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so he's had his eye on Lauren since they got into the house.
Yeah. So Morgan's trying to mark her territory and everyone's seeing it happen and not about it.
Maybe like a little Chelsea and Cam situation from last season. That was hard to watch at times, dude.
I don't like
Remember
that.
when Chelsea gets up and like drags her cot or like her sleeping bag
Oh
all the way
my
across
God.
the lawn, dude? And everyone, I think it was like Rubina said like, yo, Cam just fucked up.
Yeah, that was kind of wild.
Oh man, how great would it be if like Lauren and Morgan start fighting over Zach though?
I don't think Lauren's gonna be the one to fight over
think so?
anybody though. No, I think
No, it'd be Catherine in her place,
Oh my
right?
God. Yeah, exactly. But speaking of Catherine and potentially failed one-sided showmances, her and Riley kind of have a showmance brewing up. There was a live feed clip of Riley and Kat hugging in the bathroom, and Riley's hand goes a little too far down her waist.
Does he grab cheek?
He kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say full on grab. There wasn't a curling of the fingers per se, but more of just like a hand on.
Hang on, you're doing a pat on your leg.
Yeah.
Is he patting her ass?
Not like a pat, but like just kind of like a placing of the hand further past the waist area and moving on to the buttocks region of Kat.
Okay, that's very descriptive.
Very descriptive.
I can see it now.
Yeah, so I don't think Kat really, she's really about it. Even
she's
in her
anti-showmance.
She's anti-showmance. She said it in her package. Her friends are kind of riffing on her in her intro package, saying like, "Oh, you could also come back with a guy," and she's like, "I don't think so." So we'll see how persistent Riley continues to be. If she caves, if she has a eureka moment that Riley is her guy, if this will actually develop into a full showmance, because you can't have a one-sided showmance. That's not how a showmance works. It has to be both-sided, double-sided.
I would hope so.
yeah. Then that's just...
Well, actually, I mean, we had Quinn and Leah last season. I guess that was sort of a one-sided showmance.
I mean, there's also us. What?
Hey, what the fuck? I know the camera stopped working, but Jesus. The camera stopped working in the middle of the show, by the way.
Yeah,
It's all
fuck
good.
those cameras.
Okay, so
I'm just teasing.
any other final twos that we're noticing in the house?
You know, I mentioned earlier her queen and her jester, Jimmy and Rachel. If Jimmy can kind of not poke her too hard, I think that is an interesting dynamic. Not necessarily, I would say, an alliance of sorts, or
And
even
not a showmance.
and not a showmance, and not even really them, I'd say, working together. But I just think it's an interesting one-on-one relationship that we can kind of keep an eye on. And then the last one that I have here is multiple one-on-one relationships or final two deals that Vince is cutting with half of the freaking house.
Dude, what is going on? And I think that comes back to everybody really likes him. He's very approachable. He's very relatable. He's down to earth. And so people say, I want to work with this guy.
Listen,
Also, he was HOH.
I'll tell you what. If I'm at a bar with all the house guests are just random people at a bar, Jimmy is the least threatening to a woman.
Jimmy?
At that. Yes,
Jimmy is?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. His little beanie, his little flannel.
Vince, you mean?
What did I say?
Jimmy.
Damn it. I don't know why. I keep getting them mixed up.
Jimmy might be the most threatening because he's immediately going to try and fight you when you walk into the room.
That's true. I'm not drawn to Jimmy in a bar. I'm drawn to Vince at a bar. I feel like he's not like drawn to.
Is the mustache?
It's the mustache.
Are you drawn to mustache men in the bar?
Yeah.
Let's go to a bar after this.
Yes, okay. See you there. But no. I think Jimmy. Oh my God, I did it again. Oh my gosh, I think Vince, mustache Vince, mince. Oh, I can't even say mince. Oh my God.
Mince garlic.
Mince garlic.
Mince meat.
Matt's just looking at me right now like, please just say the line. He's pleading with his eyes. Please deliver it correctly.
We're still on the rails, baby.
We're still on the rails.
We're still cooking.
Vince is the least threatening in a bar. I can see you kind of mouthing along to me right now, like my grandma does when I'm talking.
I'm
like
sorry.
You're really trying to help will this sentence out of my mouth. I appreciate the support. Anyways, I think that's why Vince has so many final twos. So at first, I'm thinking he really only has a final two with Kelly. You know, we see that in week one. I'm like, okay, Kelly's final two. No, wrong. Riley is also his final two. Jimmy is also his final two. So is Morgan. And so is Zach.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
What do you think is the most promising of those relationships? I would say Zach.
Interesting. I still think Zach's too bro-y right now. He's maybe trying to pursue a showmance. I think Zach's kind of a little all over the place. So if I was Vince, I wouldn't put all my eggs in his basket necessarily. I think it's interesting that he has final twos with both Morgan and Jimmy, right? They're part of the Triple Threat Alliance.
Right.
Who's not in that? Mickey.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little messy because the worst thing that can happen to Vince is everyone starts comparing notes.
Yeah.
And if it gets out, if Morgan and Jimmy, for whatever reason, let slide that they have a final two with Vince, the other one's going to look at them and be like, no, I have a final two with Vince. No, I have a final two with Vince. So
do you think that this is working against Vince at this point?
Those two specifically, yes, yeah? Jimmy and Morgan, I think is dangerous for him, which he doesn't know, right? He doesn't know that Morgan and Mickey are working so closely together with Jimmy as the third man. I think, you know, Riley's also kind of on his little side quest with Kat. He's literally quoted saying that if he wins veto and Kat's on the block, which is a total hypothetical, we haven't even gotten, I mean, this part of the game is probably weeks away, right? Yeah. He's saying if he wins veto and Kat's on the block, he will use the veto on Kat.
Yeah, I don't know why you're just putting that out there.
Yeah, it's not even a
good.
scenario that we need to cover, which I think is the biggest Big Brother mistake. To sit there and talk hypotheticals and what ifs and let's run through these scenarios.
Why?
Because you're just putting information out there that doesn't need to be put out there.
Sure. You're making people paranoid. Maybe they weren't considering that scenario beforehand and it's going to impact their game now.
You're just showing your cards too. Like, unless I'm talking to my ride or die, I'm not telling you my plan more than what is in front of me this week, because I don't want to have it against me in the future. Oh, well, Megan said if she wins HOH, she's going to put these 3 people up. It gets back to those people. Megan doesn't win HOH. That person wins HOH. Oh, Megan, putting you on the block because I heard you're going to put me up if you were HOH.
Right.
So just don't say anything about that.
Especially with that many people in the house still.
Yeah, I think it's just a bad move. You kind of got to keep your lip sealed. I think half of a good Big Brother game is knowing when to shut the fuck up. Biting your tongue.
Yeah, I mean,
talking about it in the DR only.
Look at some of the people who we think are on top right now. Will, right? Like Will clearly is like trusted by everyone, and it's probably because he's not pulling that type of shit.
Yeah, but I still don't think he's a contender to win. I think he's maybe you think
he makes it to jury?
Yeah, I think he'll make it to jury.
Okay.
I think they'll want everyone will want Will in their corner in the jury, and I think everyone will think that Will's in their corner in the jury. So I think he'll make it to jury for sure if he survives the next few weeks.
But he has been a fly on the wall. And,
a little bit, yeah.
And we haven't seen a ton of gameplay from him yet. I think maybe with Amy out of the house, that might change because he might be looking for some new alliances. Him and Rachel crossing paths would be super interesting. Do you want to do one-liners of the week or Julie's fit?
One-liners of the week.
Okay, so how are we going to do one-liners of the week? Are we each selecting our favorite line of the week?
I mean, I have a list here.
Okay.
We can go through the list.
Okay, let's go through the list.
We have Rachel dressing in all black, coming into the HOH room and saying that she's dressed for a funeral because I already know you guys are going to bury my friend.
That's so sick.
So sick.
So sick.
Also very reminiscent of early Big Brother. There was an iconic moment with Dan. Everyone knows Dan if you're in the Big Brother world. He was also on Traitors recently if you're watching that. And whenever I think funeral and Big Brother house, I just think of Dan's funeral, where he literally dresses up for his own funeral during
awesome.
the week and kind of makes this whole big scene. So I'd like to think she was embodying Dan a little bit there.
And she's still asserting dominance. She's like, you're fucking me over right now, and I'm making sure everyone knows it.
Right, exactly. I thought through this entire tacky outfit. Yep.
Tacky outfit, huh? All right, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, I was being Jimmy for a second there. And then the other two, we've already talked about those, but just want to say them again because they're fun. Jimmy saying to Keanu, your gameplay is so full of shit, the toilet is jealous. I mean, killer line. And then, of course, we have Will calling his wife his chocolate drop, and then Julie asking, does that make her Will's lemon drop?
Amazing.
Those are my top 3 lines of the week. If I had to pick one, it would definitely be the lemon drop comment.
Sure.
I was reeling over that. Julie doesn't get a lot of talk throughout the week. So when she does, it's always fun, and she rarely has quips like that. So I think that's probably my win for the week is Julie being Will's lemon drop. And if Julie Chen Moonves was in my phone, I'd be changing her name to Lemon Drop.
I have to give it to one that is not on this list.
Okay.
I have to give it to our mystery competitor, Kaycee.
Really?
The way that she drops that line, don't let go of the button, give me a race. It's right out of a slick ass cop action movie. It's a Lethal Weapon line, honestly. I love it. So yeah, moving forward, yeah, let's each pick our favorite line of the week. And if you're listening and you catch some that you dig, drop them in our comments, send them in the DMs. We don't catch all of them, so it'd be great to add a couple to the list for every episode.
And I will say, I will only be including Jimmy once in this list.
Oh, so Jimmy only gets one.
Jimmy only
per
gets
show?
one. Yeah, because he's flooding the system.
Yeah, I guess he's just spamming one-liners. So it's because he wants to be. It's not airtime. He wants to make sure that he dominates our segment that we just came up with
How
on
rude,
this episode.
How rude.
Well, again, every Big Brother house guest has access to our podcast and
They
leaves
subscribe.
us.
They follow.
Yeah, leaves us 5-star reviews and such.
Absolutely.
Julie's fit. We haven't really
our
touched on
little,
this yet.
Our little lemon drop.
How do we feel about Julie's fit?
Fire.
Moving on. Big Brother Unlocked. The show that ripped off our show. A recap of Big Brother hosted by some Big Brother alums. It's live on CBS, right? It's not a Paramount Plus deal?
Correct. It's live on Fridays, I think at 8 every other Friday, which was very confusing in the beginning. So yeah, now we're going to get in the real meta territory here, and we're going to analyze the analysis show.
We're doing an after show on the after show.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep it brief, real high level here. So I watched it. Matt did not watch it. So I'm filling him in a little bit here. So the highlight of the whole show, the whole entire hour, was intern Andrew. Best part.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly.
They just brought the intern out?
Yeah, they just brought like an...
Is it the intern that's running like the Instagram account?
No, I mean, I don't know, but that's definitely something they're playing off of. The BB interns is like lore to the show now. So I think they're diving into that a little bit. But
well, is it like, like old school radio, like Howard Stern? Are they like embarrassed? Are they humiliating him on television?
No, he's just dropping some good quips, and he had just a few cute little lines, and he was the best part of the show, which is sad.
So he's better than Derek or Taylor.
Yeah.
What gives?
So listen, so they have Derek and Taylor, and like each of them are getting their respective flack online for this. I like them equally both by themselves. I think they are boring to watch together.
Well, neither of them are like hosts. Like Julie Chen Moonves is a television host.
No, Taylor's a host.
I guess she
was E! News or something like that.
Okay, so she's got more of a background in television.
Yeah, she was Miss America.
Sure, that's right.
Or
that's
whatever
right,
too.
right.
So
she's a performer.
She can perform, but yeah, Derek and Taylor, they just don't have a lot of chemistry together. Yeah, and I think that shows. I'm like, Derek, does someone have a gun to your back?
Does he look like
he kind of looks like he has a gun to his back the entire time?
You think they hate each other?
I don't think they hate each other. I think that they play two very different games. I mean, Derek didn't touch the block ever when he was playing. He had a final two ride or die called the Hitman Alliance that just dominated the game. So he plays a very deliberate, flashy game. Taylor did not. Taylor, the whole time during this episode, she's talking about positioning. It's all about positioning. Comp wins don't matter. All this, all that doesn't matter. It's all about your positioning in the house, because that's how she won. Yeah. That is not how Derek won. And so I think it's interesting to have two of those contrasting people.
Yeah, you would think that would make for good television.
Yeah, but they don't have the chemistry. Give me a Jeff and Jordan. They're married. He was also on I think another kind of like E! News type
program.
Yeah, a celebrity reporting show he was a host on, and they're Big Brother showmance legends, and yeah, just give me bigger personalities that we can like, and then they really command a room. I think that's the biggest issue here.
I don't understand that every other week, like are certain weeks going to be like, is week 3 going to be boring and then week 4 is going to be the interesting one, and that's why we get an after show? Also, they kind of like teased this after show and then didn't say a word about it until a week and a half into the actual season of Big Brother.
It was weird. They didn't name drop it. They didn't do anything. I thought I missed something. I thought I missed the first one, and then I was like, did they cancel it? It was just confusing.
So are you going to keep watching Big Brother Unlocked?
If I didn't have to keep up for our show, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably try to find like some highlight reels of it, but for the sake of this show, I will watch that show. I think my issue was I really just wanted to see more moments that were cut out through the week. Like, what conversations didn't we hear? Give me some good blooper reels. I love a blooper reel. Give me some more DR sessions that we didn't get to see. And they do a little bit of that when we hear about, Vince's 15 different final twos, and 2 other fun facts were revealed that you do not know about that I'm going to drop on you right now. So this will be a live reaction from Matt. So we see a little bit after Amy goes home, Rachel pulls Ava aside. Rachel utters the words to Ava, "Final 2."
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Oh, I'm sitting here like an idiot saying, oh, she should go with Keanu.
Yep.
Ava.
She pulls Ava, which is very interesting that Rachel is continuing to go after people who maybe are well liked in the house, but not necessarily, you know, the big comp beasts
Right.
or people that could really help keep her safe. So I find that very interesting. So we have potential final 2 with Rachel and Ava, which was dropped on BB Unlocked. So you heard it here. You don't have to sit there and watch that hour of TV. Instead, you can listen to this hour of podcast.
Yeah.
And then Amy told Rachel and Ashley that she was the accomplice.
I can't believe we didn't get that in the show.
Yeah.
That's so annoying that they hid. I guess they had to save that for.
They botched that
Unlocked.
whole bit entirely.
It really
accomplice.
was inconsequential. It was just like for them to. It was just a way for them to have the surprise reveal that Rachel is coming into the house.
Right.
That's really all it was. I did like in her farewell messages that the accomplice gave a little farewell.
Yeah, that's
or
fine.
not the accomplice, but the mastermind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you just leave the house as you're leaving and say, "Hey, everyone, I was the accomplice"? But I guess so. Yeah, we save it. Maybe they asked her to keep it to herself.
Yeah, you keep paranoia in the house, right?
Yeah,
if
that's a good
people ever
idea.
think of that. So, I said in a previous episode that I would lose a lot of respect and would not like it if Amy shared that, and I still stand by that. I don't think that necessarily impacted her game or was the reason that she went home. But again, you have a secret that no one is asking you about.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, who cares?
That's tough. I think
Like, don't
that's,
say it.
I mean, at that point, it's like all she had to talk about, right? I think like you're stuck with Rachel. You can't play a lot of game.
Yeah,
That
that
was her downfall.
Messy. I think it's a little messy, and that's what happens when you are there for 4 weeks and you start to just lose it in the house. The other thing that I didn't really like about this BB Unlocked, it seemed to be all broken out into these very rigid segments that made for a choppy show. So they had big move or bad move, binge worthy or cringe worthy, wine or wine, the rant room. And I'm like, okay, we're getting all these little replay clips that we've already seen, and then we're hearing them talk about it. I just can't stand listening to people talk about things that have already happened.
Yeah, that's too many segments.
That was a joke.
Oh,
Because that's what we're doing.
God damn it. She's too funny. She's too funny. Yeah, I mean, that's also just kind of repetitive, right? And I guess some segments keep people coming back, but we would rather see like DLC for Big Brother, right? Like that's really why we're seeing
exactly.
it. And I know that like live feeds offer that, but also sometimes you're just watching them sit around cooking food or just like bullshitting by the pool. I think that it would draw more people in if we get like an extra 5 minutes of a DR or even like an extended interview or something like that. So
yeah, I mean,
CBS, take our notes, please.
They did bring Amy back. We got a debrief with her. They also had Bobby Moynihan from SNL. Okay, whatever.
Oh wow! I'm gonna go. Stop the podcast.
I'm tuning
gonna go
in
watch
now.
It.
Yeah, I was like, just kind of big nothingness. We also got a guest appearance from Nicole Franzel. Shout out. I love her, which I know is sometimes a divisive statement in the Big Brother world, but I do love her. But it was just like a little remote segment. She wasn't even in studio, which I thought was also strange. But what really took up the most of this show was the Big Brother draft. And they're advertising it. They talked about it. And I'm thinking, oh, they're opening up like betting pools, right?
Sure.
For fans to get involved in. And I was like, please.
You can bet on everything now.
Right. I was like, please
Uno.
take my money, Big Brother. And no, that is not what happened. Chelsea, winner from last year, she comes on to do a draft with our hosts of BB Unlocked, Derek and Taylor. So it is just them sitting in this like quote unquote bar setting as they pick their draft members and say why they're picking them, where they're picking them.
From the current slate of house guests.
Right. No, all of them. Sorry, all of them.
Wait,
so
all players?
All players. So what happened was they filmed that segment immediately after the premiere.
All right.
So all house guests, right? But there's 3 of them. 17 is not divisible by 3. So we have 5, 5, 5, and 2 that don't get picked.
Who were the people left out?
Well, first I'm going to give you who the number 1 picks were from each of the of the people.
Okay, number 1 overall.
Yep. So it was a snake, right? I don't.
Yeah, snake draft.
Snake draft.
It basically, yeah, like you go all the way down the line, and then whoever's at the end of the line gets to go again and sends it back up.
Right. So that's how they did it. Chelsea won the draw to go first. Her team is called the Diamonds, and she drafts Morgan first.
Interesting.
Great. I mean, you're going just off the premiere. I think Morgan was great. We also really liked Morgan right off the bat.
She's a player.
She's a player. Taylor, her team is called the Hail Razors. Pun on her last name.
Sure.
Funny. Love it. She drafts Ashley first.
Ooh.
Which, yeah, now it's a little ooh.
Bad
but
move.
in the beginning, again, we were kind of pro Ashley.
Sure.
We were like, okay, she can do something, and then she took her 2-hour shower.
Well, yeah, the 3-hour shower is the equivalent of your running back getting injured in the first game.
Yeah, not looking good for you there, Taylor, with your first.
College.
Yeah, and then we have Derek with his team called Head of Household, which, by the way,
boring.
Terrible name.
Boring shit.
Hate it. Like, can production please give him a better name? Not great. He drafts Jimmy.
No shit. Really?
He drafts Jimmy.
Oh, man. That's a couple stinky first picks.
So Derek's last. He gets to draft again immediately because he's Snake. You know who his number 2 was?
Who?
Keanu.
Oh, that's so sick. All right, we're back on Jimmy Keanu. Let's go.
So both of them are on Derek's team. And then, we're cutting forward later into the episode and it's, more real time, right? Because they're interviewing Amy and Derek's just like, my team's fucked, basically.
Yeah, you're already cooked, dude.
But the 2 leftover house guests, guess who they were?
Do I have to guess? Oh, it's just hurtful.
It's so hurtful.
I don't want to hurt. All right. Let me
lock in.
Let me man up here.
The 2 rejects from the draft. We had 15 people, five people on each team. Who were the 2 not chosen?
I'm going to guess that they played along with your instincts and chose Amy, or left out Amy because they thought that she'd be out of the house early.
Who's your second one?
All right, who's my second one?
I'll confirm or deny.
I'm trying to think back to the first episode of this season where we meet the cast. And
I need you to think faster.
All that shit that we talked. I'm gonna go with Kelly. Honestly,
you got one right. Amy and Rachel.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't.
No one drafted Rachel?
Mom Squad did not get chosen. Hilarious.
That's interesting. So
then what happened at that point, intern Andrew is brought on camera and he gets the 2 leftovers. He gets Amy and he gets Rachel in his own weird little mini draft.
Tough beat for Andrew.
A tough beat, but he gets to name his own team and he calls it Team 22-Hour Workday. Hilarious.
That's funny.
Right. That's what I mean. Back to my original comment
right, so you're right.
intern Andrew being the best part of the show. He has the funniest team name. And then we have Derek over here with Head of Household.
That sucks.
Give me something better.
Yeah. All right, Andrew. I see you, bud.
So yeah, I don't necessarily think it is long for Big Brother cinema. I don't know how long this is gonna last for them. I think definitely through the rest of this season, but we'll see if they bring it back for future seasons.
Well, a Big Brother recap show that comes every week, not every other week. Backdoors and Blindsides. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Backdoors and Blindsides. Follow us on Threads for live posts during the episodes. Video episodes on YouTube most of the time when the cameras work. And on X as well, right? Backdoors and Blindsides.
Yep.
Don't forget to leave us 5 stars, give us a good review, and tune in next week for a recap of week 3. We got a new HOH. We'll have a new veto comp. Might see the mastermind pop up and cause more trouble. And hopefully we get another line from Julie. That's what I'm holding out for. So,
I don't need another one.
Yeah.
I'm good with my lemon drop line.
Sure. Leave while we're on top.
Yeah.
All right. I hear you. Well, with that, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Coming to you live from inside our living room, I'm Matt.
And I'm Meg.
Glove one another.
It makes me laugh every time.
I'm glad it makes you laugh.